This is the second part of rubrics development. Now let's look into the other few examples. We are already seeing the question paper. Similarly, the project also we can see. Project synopsis entry we would like to look into. See here. Same philosophy here. Structural dimension, contents and attainment of stated objectives. Structural dimensions. So now it is about the synopsis at the entry point. Student has followed all the standard format defined in the department. Synopsis, header, information, font, size, margin, section heading, etc. They must follow this. So that's what is the 2 points. There is no way that they can't do this. Skip this. Report contents are properly and professionally phrased with a precise and unambiguous meaning. Again, 2 points. This is not acceptable. Now look at the contents and attainments of stated objectives. Here there are again 4 points, 4 criteria. Student has chosen the domain relevant to the current trends and title is crisp and maps to the objectives stated. Everyone is expected to write the objectives, why for this particular project is selected. So title is very crisp and maps to the objectives. Here 4. Now here partially agree means 1. There is a scope, the students are asked to improve upon that. Second one is student has clearly identified the objectives and outcomes. Though title maps to the objectives, but whether objectives have been defined properly or not, and the outcomes are clearly stated for that particular project or not. 4, if done well. Partially means 1. So we'll ask a student, okay, you revise this and resubmission will be done. Then the third criteria is student has made a literature survey and planned for mitigating all possible risk and all. Different kinds of risk and all, people have to look into that. Literature survey in case of research oriented projects and all properly done. In case of product oriented things, whether say tools, technologies, knowledge required to implement all those things are available or not, any alternatives, if in case not possible something, any alternatives they are thought. If all this planning has been done, fine. 4, otherwise they have been made, they will be made to ask to, they will be asked to do this. Not acceptable, low marks. The fourth criteria is work identified prepares the student to analyze, design, implement using the state-of-the-art tools relevant to the industry so that they meet the stated course outcome. Here is a project outcome. Project is also a course. So if it is outdated one, there is no point in doing that. It should help them to become a part of the industry or maybe higher studies, research, whatever that is there. So we need to look into the course outcome for project. For project also we need to define the course outcome. Have we done this? We need to look into that. Then accordingly, every synopsis we need to check it. If everything is done, for again partial agree means we have to ask the student go back and revise this and submit. So this is the initial rubric developed for doing demonstration training program by the NB coordinator of this institution. Now let's look into some other examples like a PowerPoint presentation. If a student is writing a PowerPoint presentation, this again taken from the net, it is available, anybody can see. See here how nicely things have been developed. It's a PowerPoint presentation. PowerPoint presentation, the different criteria for measurement for rubrics is content, organization, text, font, contrast, images and layout, citations, presentations, subject knowledge, multiple things. See how beautifully the things have been written. Now we'll take one example and we'll try to have a look into this. See the contents. These are the gradations that we have, 4, 3, 2, 1 like this. Let's look into that here. The student presents the major points and fully supports them with the convincing arguments, ideas and data about the contents during the presentation. Fine, 4 points. Student presents major points and partially supports them with convincing arguments and ideas and data. Grading point 2. Here Student presents major points but fails to support them with convincing argument, ideas and data. The last one is student oversimplifies a topic or fails to present the major points, right? So we keep on writing this and finally we take the we put the marks here, points here. In fact, it's not a total, it's a point here. The total is here, right? So this, how to put it, right? See here, why it is out of 36 is, there are, how many criteria are here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? 8. And if for all the 8 points, if we award highest performance value, then 8 into 4 is 32, and out of it is 32, 8, or it is 9, it is 9, I'm sorry, it is 9 into 4, 36. So out of 36, whatever the points that we get it, right, if it student does everything good in all criteria, then it is 36 out of 36. That's how we can measure. So there is a clarity in the assessment that we do, and we also educate the student what is that we are expecting out of the PowerPoint presentations and all. Similarly, right here, see here there are 2 points are very important. One is the criterion that we select, are the useful one. Second one is the gradations that in each point that we do. Clearly writing all the script, that's very important. This educate a student how exactly they have to prepare. This is the most important thing, and I've seen in most of the institution, we are not preparing a student. There won't be any session for a seminar. How a seminar is to be given, what all the expected things are there, and most of the teachers assume that student know, they are expected to, they know it, they are matured enough. No, there has to be session that we have to go. If possible, some videos, if possible, some presentation, senior faculty member, they have to do it and show that one. So look at that. This is the PowerPoint presentation. Here it includes these points are missing here. So it deserves at this level. This is at the other levels and all. That we need to share it to all the students. This is the most important thing. So like this, there are different dimensions on which you can prepare rubrics, question paper, research components, maybe seminar, projects at for synopsis, entry level, exit level, for a design, for the implementation, whatever that different levels you are there, you can define the rubrics. For a self-learning, any self-learning you do define rubrics and accordingly evaluate. This is particularly important when you have an independent study, when you are not following a traditional way of evaluation, you are not following it, then development of rubrics is the most important thing. Beyond the syllabus, anything, slow learners, whatever that I do, right? Feedback is a part of this one, quality of academics, self-appraisal, weekly review process, whatever that is there. Design a good rubric and keep moving with this. With this, we come to the end of the 5th part. Then in 2 session 1, session 2, the session 2 of the part 5 ends here. If you have any questions, you can talk to me at 9448915 301. Thank you.